Well, hello there, welcome to my channel. In today's video I was wanting to talk about a card that's been coming up for me the last few days and in the readings I've been doing. And when this card turned up for me this morning, I started to really look at this card, and my first thoughts, because it was repeating itself, and I thought, oh, why is it repeating itself? If you know, when you have cards turning up time and time again over a week or two, and my thoughts just started to go with it. And my thoughts were, there were ties with this card. This card is about the past to the present and the present to the future. And then I started to think about, today marks the annual new moon eclipse in Libra, and it happens to be a ring of fire solar eclipse. This is when the moon passes over the sun without blocking it out completely. And being a Libra myself, my thoughts go back to October the 14th of 2023, which is the date of the first solar eclipse in Libra. And I'm just wondering, with this last eclipse, it's almost like what themes just might echo back from that time. What was happening in that time and from to the time now? And it just sort of had me thinking about that. I also looked up the ephemeris today, and there won't be another Libra eclipse in Libra or until 2033. So I think this could be a time that's worth noting. So looking back to the Wheel of Fortune card, it's often referred to the Wheel of Life, and we can see that the wheel can be adapted to set the wheels of life in motion, and we can adapt to put our life in motion in the direction that we want it to go, as seen by the number 10, which represents beginnings and endings. So for me, the Wheel of Fortune is, now I'm looking at it in a different lens, and you're always learning with tarot. The way I learnt tarot and the way I sort of thought of tarot back when I was reading in my teens, and then in the 80s and the 90s and all the way through, it sort of is a continuum. Well, it is for me. If anyone's been reading out there and you've been reading a long time, I think you'll know that it's something that you grow with. So for me, the Wheel of Fortune card is a wheel of time, because it speaks of the importance of synchronicity, and I believe it teaches us that we all have our own rhythm. This card can show us how to recognize that rhythm and harmonize with the grander rhythms of what's going on around us and the universe. This card often speaks to me of energies that show, when you look at it as a one, that the seeds will not grow unless they're planted, and everything manifests and gestates and roots are forming, and you have this whole time with it all before manifestation and growth is revealed. So it's like you see that, and you have the one, and you plant the seeds like a new moon, and then you have to care for them and water them as all the growth go, and the little seed comes up, and then you, like, similar to the moon, because it's like the moon in the phases of the moon, then until it comes to where it is all the growth and what you've manifested is revealed, and the wheel just keeps turning. Another thing I find myself doing with cards when they turn up, and I found this card was quite an interesting exercise to do today, was to just take time to really look at the card. It's called scrying into the card. It's almost where you just allow everything to soften, and you sort of tune into the card a little bit. And I sort of started to think, for me, that it's almost like you're standing in the front of a big round door in the sky. And just as the sun moves across the sky, turning one season into another, one year into another and revealing everything, because the sun shines light on everything. It also reveals that everything has a pattern, and it's all moving with the rhythms and the cycles of life over and over again. And so getting back to the moon, it rises and comes to the place where the sun used to be. It shifts energies from new to full and back again to new, which is where we are now in time. It can seem, for me, energetically, that some of us, well, I know I have been in a space of limbo up until this point today, with both the sun and the moon covering the earth, and it's almost like they're clocks of time, which had me thinking this whole time thing that this is really the card of time. And it's where time also can have a different meaning for all of us. This time has a door, and you can enter it any way you want. This time has a door that's always open, and even in times of great successes, there will be challenges, and in times of greatest challenge, there will always be success. When this card turns up in a reading, pay close attention to the cards either side, because they often reveal where the wheel is turning from with the left, and where it's turning to will be on the right. And also, when I find it turns up and it's the last card in a reading, I will often put another card down to show where it's turning to, rather than leave it as a sort of total mystery for the sitter or for myself even. But as a single card pull that I've done, like today I've done, the Wheel of Fortune, or the Wheel of Life, which is more like a sphere, it can go in any direction that's possible at any time. Now, I think, looking at this card right now, is the time of possibility. It's a time where we can push the wheel of our life in any direction that we want it to go. And this can seem easier on some days than others. Because most of all, this card, I think, leaves a message of, or gives a message of, remember that it doesn't matter where you are on the wheel of life, as long as you keep moving bit by bit, and you're moving your life in the direction that you want it to go. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Wheel of Fortune card. And thank you for watching. Until next time, please enjoy good things.